Can you talk about the franchise belt?
What is that? I don't even know what the franchise belt is. No, really, this franchise title. I don't even know what the franchise belt is. I never even seen the franchise belt.
One thing that is really important about the franchise, and Maurizio Suleiman doesn't like me, and I respect Maurizio Suleiman, I love Maurizio Suleiman, but the situation is very, very clear. You cannot unify with a franchise belt. Therefore, it is absolutely impossible to be undisputed with a belt that you cannot unify with. And you guys have got to understand that. You understand that, Mike? It doesn't matter about the sanction fees. Forget the sanction fees. I'm just saying that Maurizio will say George Kambosos is undisputed. The other governing bodies, you cannot unify with a franchise belt. We should have fought Lomachenko a year ago. And Devin, when we looked at a route for the championships, and this was another reason that actually it sidelined us, because I said to Devin Haney, who do you want to fight? And he said, Vasily Lomachenko. We carved out a route to go after Vasily Lomachenko for the WBC title. He became his mandatory. Top Rank wanted to avoid Devin Haney, and they requested he be made franchise champion. Lomachenko didn't.
And with all due respect, when I do fight for the Undisputed, I don't want the franchise title. I don't want anything franchise attached to me. At the end of the day, I will be fighting for the WBC belt, and they can keep the franchise. If Kambosos wants to keep the franchise, go ahead.
Well, originally you couldn't win the franchise. Now it's changed plays hands 3 times. Look, you know, Maurizio Suleiman does a huge amount for boxing. We won't always agree with him, and I'll always argue with him, but you know, he does do a lot of good things for boxing. On this situation, it's just George Kambosos is not undisputed. And it's the only way we can settle it is to make this fight.
Eddie and Devin, if you could both chime in on this. You, Devin, do you get the sense that you feel that you are going to get that fight with George? I know he mentioned, hey, open the checkbook, I have a lot of options, but do you personally feel that like he
Of course, you know, I'm definitely thinking positive. I do think that George wants to fight. I think that he wants to test himself. But at the end of the day, talk is cheap. We can say what you want to do and what you want to do. But at the end of the day, if we don't make the fight happen, then what? We have to make the fight happen, and then it won't be no more talk. And the fight is easy to be made. He says he wants it. I say I want it. I just fought. He just fought. So we're both open. Our schedule is both clear to fight each other. So I think we're on a collision course.
The one thing I'll say as well, come back to your question, is we also have options. And that's what's changed over the last year particularly. A fight with Ryan Garcia is a massive fight if he gets himself back together. Tank Davis is a fight he will take. You know, in time, who knows? T.O. Lomachenko's fighting in a couple of weeks. We just want to be undisputed. And for a long time, it looked like we were frozen out of everywhere. And now he's one fight away from being undisputed. But he has plenty of options as well. What was your next question?
I was going to ask if you had a contingency plan, but you
Yeah,
just listed.
loads of options. I've always felt, don't forget that Ryan Garcia fought a final eliminator to fight Devin Haney. And again, you guys never really questioned him on that either.
I have a question for your father, Bill, who was working your corner. What was your analysis on the fight? And because we were in the crowd, what was your direction to Devin throughout the fight?
Thank you, Champs. Thank you, Matchroom, DAZN, and I want to thank Allah for blessing us with a great victory. Alhamdulillah. Jojo Diaz came to fight. He came. He brought the dog, but another dog showed up. We couldn't be more proud of Devin and what Jojo Diaz brought out of him. You know, Devin is a fighter that is continually growing right before our eyes, so we must be patient with his process. And you know, it was excellent. He made the adjustments at the right time, and like I said, I couldn't be more happier. Of course, you know, Jojo put up a hell of a fight. He didn't come to lay down. He applied pressure in a way that Linares didn't. He was very relentless. So it's not so much as what we could have did more without me looking at the tapes. It's so much as what JoJo didn't let him do, and it's you know, a testament to him.
I've got a question over here. Maestro A from Maestro A Boxing and ACP. I'd like you guys to just talk about what you accomplished here today as it relates to essentially clarity at 135 pounds. It wasn't long ago that people were saying that fights weren't happening in this division, much like at 147. Last 2 weeks, we've had all belts being contested on one network. So that's a big deal. Could you guys talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's been a tremendous run for DAZN. Like, I'm a DAZN guy. All I see week in, week out is pay-per-view fights. And I think to be an American fight fan, you've got to be a stock market trader or an oil tycoon to pay for all these pay-per-view fights week in, week out. You've just had 2 tremendous fights of the year in the lightweight division with all the belts on the line as part of your monthly subscription. And I just think DAZN is the best blessing for boxing. I think it's the ultimate destination for fight fans, the ultimate value for money as well. And they're investing in fighters. And they have, you have to have a plan across divisions. And I think when you look at the lightweight division, although we've made 2 tremendous fights, think of the fights that are out there. Like, these guys are so young, they can fight each other 2, 3 times. Teofimo will be back, Lomachenko could be back, Ryan Garcia, Tank. And the beauty is letting everybody fight everybody. And honestly, I can't, for the last 2 years nearly, Devin Haney has been asking for Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, Tank Davis. And he said, and Bill has told me, we will fight any of those guys now. That's 2 years. He was 21 when he was calling for those fights. And I'm just pleased to see him getting the resume now that he deserves, because a lot of teams and a lot of managers and advisors, they don't want the tough fights. These guys want the tough fights, and they're willing to go out of their way to make it happen.
Well, Devin wants a tough fight. Can you talk about that, Devin?
Yeah, I want to test myself. I want to fight the best fighters out there, or the so-called best fighters in there, and it's shown. Any guy that I've called out and they answered, and I end up fighting them. It's never been any type of confusion or me backing out. Any guy that I called out and they were willing to fight me, I fought them. Jojo Diaz is Olympian, former Olympian. He's former 2-time world champion. He said, "Let's do it." I said, "Let's do it." We got the fight made, and it was simple as that. Same with Linares. Same with whoever else. I want to fight George Kambosos. So the fight should be easy to be made. I want to fight the best fighters out there, and it's obvious. And you guys gotta respect that. I feel like you guys don't, accept it enough and speak about it enough that I am willing to fight the best fighters out there. I'm not ducking or dodging nobody.
What do you feel like with the WBC saying that you were the franchise champion? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I got the belt, the franchise belt.
Excuse me, undisputed. It's undisputed.
They can say whatever, For me, it doesn't bother me. Undisputed, unified. For me right now, I'm the number one. I am the number one. I've earned it, and I'm looking forward to a good fight this weekend and making the best fights possible.
Do you feel like you got to go through Devin?
Nobody.
Do you feel like you got to go through Devin Haney to be undisputed? To truly become undisputed?
It's just another fight for me. Belts or no belts. The belts won't make me. So undisputed, unified, undisputed, no belts on the line. Street fight in the back. I'm here to fight. I love to fight.
Before you beat T.O., you told Devin that T.O. won't fight, but yet you will fight him after you beat T.O. Do you stand by your words?
Devin?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. I love that fight. As long as the right things are in place.
And we believe you. Y'all the cat said it, but y'all
no. I fought.
Yeah.
Fought him, Selby, Lopez, all in their backyard. So it doesn't bother me. I'll fight anybody. I told Eddie, if someone pulls out, I'll fight. Regardless of the cut, I'll fight right now if they want to go. Just bring the check out.
Now you said that Devin had to. You're only looking for exciting fights. What if Dev gives a masterclass performance, just outboxes him and get the victory?
Yeah, to me, I'm a student of the game, so that to me, maybe it's not to you guys, but to me that's exciting. I see something that is a beautiful boxing display, because I've had to showcase my beautiful boxing display many times. So yeah, that can be up there as well. I'm looking forward to the next couple of weeks.
Hey, why do you think Showtime, DAZN, ESPN, BoxRec, Wikipedia, the sanctioning bodies and boxing website don't recognize you as undisputed?
Like I said again, that doesn't bother me. I don't care. 50% of the public say I'm undisputed. 50% say I'm not. I'm the number one.
Yeah, there's only.
At the end of the day, I got the belts. I got a beautiful WBC belt, and I got all the other belts too, and I got the Ring Magazine belt as well. So that's 5 belts that I carry with honor and pride. So
yeah, there's
let
only
them say whatever
600.
they want.
There's only 6 undisputed champs listed in the books historically. If the WBC said you have the super belt, why aren't you on that list?
Look, at the end of the day,
Hey, I want to cut in and say something.
Come on in. Listen.
I
It's
got
all
my
the
young
big money,
champ.
big money here, big money here. They've been talking. They don't get out the way. Let them talk. Let bosses talk. Young bosses, man.
Dev, he said that he wants you to look exciting. He only wants exciting
and
fights. So he wants.
I think he's going to look very exciting. I think he's going to put on a beautiful performance. But he knows what he got to do. He's not going to
with
look
all due
over.
respect, why do you feel like I need to look exciting or whatever the case may be? Why not just make it happen for all the belts no matter what?
Oh no, we're gonna do that.
Good. That's it. That's all right,
As long as
If it gotta
as
make
long as
sense.
it makes sense.
No, of course.
And I know you already said you come to Australia, so that's beautiful because I've had
I'll
to
fight
really,
you on Jupiter if I got to.
Hey, I told Eddie if someone pulls out, I'll fight this weekend.
No,
regardless
no,
of the
no,
cut.
no, no,
I'll fight
no,
this
no,
weekend,
no,
but
no.
no
Do
one's
you
pulling
respect
out.
Devin as a champion in your division? Do you respect him as a champion in your division?
Yes, of course I respect him. I always have respected him, and he knows how much I've respected him, and there is a mutual respect here. But if things go right, and the dotted line obviously gets signed by both sides,
Is this the
things will
true
probably change.
undisputed? Is this the true undisputed right here?
Look, we're going to get it done, and you know what? There won't be any
There won't be no more dispute.
games or
There we go,
or
baby.
bullshit about what it is. So
Why do
know
you
what?
think Devin has been so much avoided? Why do you think he's been like one of the most avoided fighters like out there?
Look, he's a talented guy. No disrespect there. That's not my business. Maybe you know, they can't get the right fights.
Look at my interviews before the fight. I wasn't saying, oh, Tio gonna thrash him or nothing like that. I said, man, Tio don't look too good to me. I don't know if Tio gonna win because I was talking to him. I knew how focused he was. I'm like, man, I don't know. I was actually gonna go bet on him. I'm fucking pissed still to this day. No, for real, I'm pissed to this day that I didn't bet, but I had to work out, so I couldn't time it right. But man, it's all good.
So Devin agreed.
I was a
Listen,
dog in that fight, and you know what?
You know what I said though? I'm gonna make it back because we're gonna do it for the belts, and I'm gonna get all the money back.
so if he agreed to fight you, if Devin agrees to fight you in Australia,
I'm gonna make more because I got all the belts.
If Devin agrees to fight you in Australia,
we gonna make it make sense.
if Devin agrees to fight you in Australia, is there any chance you'll turn it down at all?
If he agrees to fight in Australia,
Yeah.
like I said, as long as it makes sense with everything else, 110%.
I want Jupiter, but it all starts with December 4th. We gonna get past December 4th.
Yes.
We're gonna make it happen.
Focus.
George, how you feel about fighting?
Hey, we don't want to pull that Tio card.
Focus on
Get off. December 4th. December 4th. December 4th.
Nothing about that though is about a stylistic thing, is it? Like,